I remember the night vividly. We were at my aunt's house, celebrating a special occasion with our extended family. The laughter and chatter of the evening lingered in the air as the party wound down. It was too late to drive home, so my brother, my cousins, and I decided to stay the night. We arranged some mattresses in the living room, making a cozy spot to sleep. The house was quiet, with everyone else already asleep in their rooms. The calm after the festivities was a stark contrast to what was about to unfold. As we settled into our makeshift beds, the house felt eerily silent. The only sound was the occasional creak of the old wooden floorboards. The dim light from the street lamp outside barely pierced through the curtains, casting long shadows across the room. We whispered and giggled, recounting the highlights of the party, trying to shake off the growing unease that seemed to permeate the room. Eventually, our conversations faded, and one by one, we drifted off to sleep, unaware of the strange events that were about to transpire. It must have been around 3 a.m. when I was abruptly awakened by a sound. At first, I thought I had imagined it, but then I heard it again. The speaker in the kitchen had turned on by itself, playing a faint static noise. I sat up, my heart pounding, trying to make sense of what was happening. My brother and cousin stirred, awakened by the same sound. We exchanged confused glances, but decided it was probably just a glitch. The speaker turned off, and we tried to settle back down, convincing ourselves it was nothing to worry about. Just as we were starting to drift back to sleep, the speaker turned on again, this time louder. The static filled the silence of the house, creating an unnerving atmosphere. We sat up, more alert this time, and listened as the noise abruptly stopped once more. My brother whispered, "Maybe it's on a timer or something." But his voice betrayed his doubt. When the speaker turned on a third time, our unease turned into fear. We could no longer dismiss it as a simple malfunction. We stared at each other, wide-eyed, and then at the darkened doorway to the kitchen. The silence after the third disturbance felt heavy, almost tangible, as if the air itself was waiting for something to happen. Gathering courage, I decided to take a closer look. I slowly got up and approached the doorway to the kitchen, my heart pounding in my chest. As I peered into the darkness, I saw it, the silhouette of a man standing in the kitchen, partially illuminated by the faint moonlight filtering through the window. He was motionless, and then, to my horror, he raised his hand and waved at me. I froze, unable to move or speak, my mind racing to comprehend what I was seeing. Then, just as suddenly as he appeared, the figure vanished. I stumbled back into the living room, my legs barely holding me up. "There's someone in the kitchen," I whispered, my voice trembling. My brother and cousins looked at me with a mix of fear and disbelief. We spent the rest of the night huddled together, too terrified to sleep, jumping at every creak and shadow. When morning finally came, we searched the kitchen and found nothing out of the ordinary. No one else in the house had heard or seen anything. To this day, we still talk about that night, each of us trying to rationalize what we experienced, but the memory of that waving figure remains an unresolved mystery, haunting us whenever we recall it.